Welcome, viewers, to another edition of Fellowship Varta. Today, we have Abhibrato Karmakar. He is a PhD student at Kasturba Medical College and also at All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi, currently on a short fellowship to Europe. Welcome, Abhibrato.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, first of all, giving me an opportunity to speak at your platform. I'm really glad.
So, Abhibrato, you have been to several institutions. You started your career with St. Xavier in Ranchi. Then you did some stint in AIMS in Delhi, then Kasturba Medical College and Christian Medical College in Vellore. And now you are on a short fellowship to Uppasala. Where do you feel we have a good research environment? And what needs India to make more research and researchers friendly?
It's a very tough question to answer because my legacy with working with the prestigious institutes of India, St. Xavier's, Ranchi to CMC Vellore, then AIMS New Delhi, and now Kasturba Medical Manipal, all have their own pros and cons to work with. And definitely, when I will say a brief one sentences for each, like Xavier's, we have the best theoretical or knowledge in the field of biotechnology, of being from the Tier 3 institute. So from Jharkhand, you can have a best college you can have for biotechnology. For my master's, I did from School of Tropical Medicine, and I did my specialization in medical biotechnology. So the area and you started having specialization in your field, and in if you're firm with your choice of career in the biotech, what you wanted to go ahead, always suggest go for a medical research institute if you are clear to be working with medical biotech or medical microbiology. Then comes my journey of research in CMC Vellore. I worked on neurocystic courses in neurochemistry department in NIH grant. So that was a very huge and extreme department working with the core branch with the clinicians and researchers working together. That was my first exposure after my master's. So Premier Institute with best facilities you can have. Then I worked on AIMS, and previous that I was in Chest Research Foundation Pune as an industrial collaborator with the CIPLA. So I worked on respiratory medicine with one of the premier in the field of respiratory medicine, Dr. Sandeep Salvi. So I got the vast knowledge in the field of asthma and COPD. And coming to AIMS New Delhi, I worked with biochemistry department with Dr. Subhadeep Karmakar, and it's still going on with the 5 years. And I feel this is the best platform when you wanted to have working on the molecular biologies and the latest technologies in the field. And Kasturba Medical College, again, I'm working in the Department of Medicine and Rheumatology. So people who are from basic science and wanted to come into clinical research and have no idea how to go ahead, I think this is a very good institute where you should come, and you can come under one umbrella between the clinician as well as researchers together.
I think this is a very important message that if you are in biotechnology and you would like to work on pharma or medical side, it is always good to associate with the clinicians. So either you join a medical college, or if you cannot join, you want to do it from your own biotechnology department, associate a clinician in your research, well, that would have a great impact.
True, sir. I agree.
Abhibrato, as a researcher, you are expected to showcase your research on various platforms, including seminar, workshop, and so students normally get opportunity to showcase posters. Sometimes they get opportunity to speak in person. So, what are your suggestions to the students who are making their poster for the first time? What catches eyes and how they could come out even when they are talking? What are the points they should keep in mind?
That's a really nice question. And I think for every researcher, whether you are at your starting of your academics or you are at the topmost level, when it comes to presentation, whether poster or oral, you are very much strengths how to grab the audience. So it's always, I feel that you should be very clear with your things, what you want to showcase. What is your target audience? Is it clinicians or a basic science or or a layman language? I feel every scientist who is working should know their work and can be explained in the layman language. So you should know what your target audience, and you firmly clear with your ideas, because if you're not clear with your own perception and concept, you cannot explain to anyone. So make it very simple, but as well as depending on the what exactly you wanted to come out with. So what are your outcomes? What is your planning strategy? What is how you did your research? You should be clear with all these things. If you're clear with your all things, whatever subject you belongs, I feel that will be very easy for anyone to present at any at a poster or an oral presentation. That's a simple
I,
message from my
I
end.
think very important message. Be talk in common man language, which means if you are speaking orally, speak simple so that everyone could understand. And if you are going through posters, do a lot of illustration because words can't say what figures can say. And
True.
second, you should know your target audience because that is very important. What is the listener interested in? Why they should be concerned about your research, your story, and what you can gain out of that. So that is something one need to be very, very careful. Uh, Avivrata, tell me, seminars, conferences are one way providing you a platform for presenting your work, but simultaneously, they are networking tools and you could gain your future collaboration. How do you feel about
It's very true. And I think that if network doesn't exist, at least for the people who are in PhDs or masters, this is the biggest platform. I know it gives a hesitation once you talk to a stranger or you don't know how to approach the person. But I always believe read about the persons or the whenever you're if you're going for a conference, see the who are the speakers, read about them. And if it has a common goal, an area of interest with yours, please go. And if it is not with your area of interest, you don't know, because I think Indian government is now always encouraging with interdisciplinary approach. So you should always have a connections with other departments. You cannot be expertise in the field, but there are different people where you can form a good team, and that can only be happening because of with that network. So if you don't have a network, you cannot survive, at least in the field of research. It's a very important message. And I feel that networking not at national level and international level, just you need to be very clear that you don't fear with anyone. All are human beings. No one is going to scold you. And the way you come as a student, you will be always welcome approachably. And I think your ideas might be interested to many great people, great scientists who are there and other end who have never thought what you have thought. So better, why not to start and initiate from your end and just see the magic happening. It happened to me lot of times, so I can definitely say that you can go ahead and collaborate with as much national, international. Let your mentors, you should lead your own project, whether you are let your mentors to know what you are collaborating, whom you are collaborating, and I think you will shower in all field whatever you are doing.
it? I fully agree. In fact, my personal view is that in any conferences or seminar, while formal sessions are for listening, but informal session like lunch break, tea break, they are more for networking. And that is where in the formal session, you pinpoint whom you are going to interact and how you are going to make your lunch or dinner or tea more fruitful. And once you have identified those persons, you go ahead. And friends, as Abhiprasa just mentioned, that you cannot survive without networking in research these days because topics are getting little wider and you need a interdisciplinary approach. So you need to talk to person who have similar interests but different approach. So that will how it will help you in taking it forward. Abhiprata, since you have been exposed to a large number of good Indian institutions, how did you choose Upasala and Sweden? I mean, and are you being covered by a fellowship? And if yes, tell us about those fellowships so that our future aspirant could know and prepare for those short or long-term fellowships.
So I always believe that in today's world, when we are growing with the technology, so use of the technology is the most important, whether at you are belonging to any age group. So first and foremost, there are always the openings where you need to be of forward from everyone at your peer group. So I think not from your peer group, at least from yourself. So you compete within yourself and try to get a lot of information from your field where it is happening. So I don't restrict myself only with the national level or at the level of my department or my institutions, but I move into the international level and try my best to participate or in whichever things I am eligible, just put my application so that at least I am in the race of participation. Then I leave it to my destiny as well as my hard work so that I can get any fellowship or anything. So coming to the points, what you asked regarding this Uppsala University. So this is a SLE Euro training program. So SLE for every common public. So SLE is an autoimmune disease in which your body cells attack themselves. So I'm pursuing my PhD in Department of General Medicine, Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, specialization in rheumatology in collaboration with AIMS New Delhi. So I'm working on this specific disease called SLE. So there are international collaborators, there are international members and teams are working on SLE. So there is SLE Europe as well. So they provide a lot of fellowship training programs every year at different places and all over the world, and they cover that expenses for you. So that is a very interesting part for developing students, developing countries, where you always think how to go and how we will manage our finance in Europe or US. But these are the very good opportunity, and these are the opportunities where you don't get in the broader scale, like you see Marie Curie or something, like you are aware with all the people are aware. These are some things which you get at your core field. So this is what I got from the SLE Europe, and this is among the 17 globally. So they choose 17. There are 17 hospitals in Europe. Out of that, every hospital chooses one candidate for that year and for the 2 months training program. And every institute has their own demand, as the eligibility might be for a clinician as well. They require PhD as well. So you can put your three criteria, three choices of hospitals, and out of that, if any of the choices strikes with your and the mentoring institute who is eligible to provide a training program to you, will select you, and you will be get to be engaged into the programs what are going on their ongoing projects, as well as you will be given a new project as well depending on the work demands, and your financial burden is covered, and you get around about 2,500 euros for 2 months training program. And I think it's very much sufficient to sustain and do a lot of research activities, and even you can enjoy your trip.
I
Thank
think
you.
a very important message. One is the perseverance that you need to continuously apply without bothering what will happen, but because you will have options. If you're not applying, this may be less competitive, but still you need some kind of efforts to be made. And secondly, what you said that these are subject specific fellowships. So each researcher may look because there are some research societies covering a particular discipline, which may or may not be offering some fellowship. So please look at those. Abhiprito, you have also got a fellowship in India called TMPI. Uh, can you tell us about that fellowship and who are the eligible candidate and at what level it could be availed?
Okay. So this is a very important fellowship. I think most of the people, most of the MSc pass out don't know about the PhD programs. They know that if you go for CSIR, UGC NET, ICMR, DBT or DST program, then only you're eligible for your PhD program. But for you people, there are state universities as well. They are conducting their PhD programs. So this is Manipal Academy of Higher Education providing TMPI scholarship for PhD scholars. So if you have pass out your masters with a good ranking and good percentage, I think 55% is eligibility criteria, and you can apply for this program called TMPI Fellowship. So TMPI is the founder of Manipal Institutes, and in the name of the founder, they have made this fellowship for PhD, and I think 100 scholarship they were giving,
But
and that too is at
is
the
it
competitive
is it
scholarship.
available at any university or you need to study in Manipal?
So it's like they have a collaborating institutes as well. So Manipals have their ongoing research, like you can register from some other places which has a affiliation or MOU from Manipal. So if you have a MOU from, you are also eligible. Suppose you have a project for your end and you wanted to get registered for your PhD program, you can do that well as well for that. So there are a lot of options Manipal Academy of Higher Education has made, and I think it is on the top 10 universities in India and doing very pretty well with a very competitive PhD program, with a 3.5 years program, and very strict to the guidelines followed for the PhD students so that they cover up their uh, fellowship as well as at the time in the proper time in 3.5 years with two publications required to submit your thesis, which is very competitive at an international level as well. So
So
if
we are
you don't have
running out of
Netgear,
time.
please don't stop. Go
Vibrato,
ahead and apply.
yeah, we are running out of time. So I would like to have, if you would like to give some message to aspiring researchers, what they should do in their research journey.
So to be very short, you have to be very clear with your things, what you want in your life. So from your bachelor's day, start planning what you want to work on. I was very clear that I will be working on the medical college with medical clinical research, working with the patient as well as basic science. So I don't wanted to restrict myself with just with the basic science. So you can choose your program, what you wanted to work with. Connect to the experts over the field. Everyone is welcoming. You can try 100 people, at least 10 will respond to you. So never give up. Just try. You can try for thousands of fellowship. You can apply abroad. You can apply at India. The people are very much encouraging. Yes, you might have negative aspects, but never give a thought of negative aspects. Always move positive. And the thing is, be clear with your experimental data, true to yourself, maintain a proper and organize yourself. If you're organized yourself, you can do best not only in research but in your life as well. So that is a small message from my end to all the
Thank
viewers and
you,
all the.
Vibrato. It was nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.